What's up guys, my name's Brandon and today we're going to be running a speed test between the brand new Pixel 4 XL and the iPhone 11 Pro Max. Now the iPhone 11 is of course the biggest flagship release of 2019 and Google is trying to compete with the release of the Pixel 4 and Pixel 4 XL. So we're going to see if the Pixel can compete in the speed compartment. So before we get started, of course, let's go ahead and lay out the specs just so we can see what we're working with here. So on the left-hand side, we do have the Pixel 4 XL with the Snapdragon 855 processor and 6 gigabytes of RAM. We do also have the Adreno 640 GPU, and we are running Android 10. And then over here on the right-hand side, we have the iPhone 11 Pro Max with Apple's A13 Bionic chip and 4 gigabytes of RAM. And this is also running the latest iOS release, iOS 13.1.3. All right, so we're going to kick off the speed test with a boot up test like we always do. So we're going to test both of these devices from a powered off state and see which one can get to the lock screen first after being fully shut down. So let's go ahead and press the power button on both here in 3, 2, 1. Pressing and holding on both at the exact same time, press at the exact same time. We do see the Google logo first and then followed by the Apple logo. I would expect the Pixel to win this test here. The iPhone doesn't usually win these boot up tests, but yeah, as you can see there, the Pixel 4 XL did beat out the iPhone 11 Pro Max in the boot up test. We are still waiting on the iPhone here. Again, it is usually lacking on the boot up test for whatever reason. It usually does get beat out by the Samsung phones and even sometimes some of the older iPhones as well. So you can see a pretty significant difference there. Probably 15 seconds, I would say, difference between the iPhone and the Pixel from boot. And now we're gonna go ahead and test how quickly you can get to the home screen from the lock screen. So we have Face ID on the iPhone. We also have facial recognition on the Pixel 4 XL, but the Pixel 4, you don't have to press the screen or swipe up or anything like that to get to the home screen. So it's gonna be faster on the Pixel, no doubt, but I just wanna see how quick it actually registers our face. So you will see the phone unlock, the low lock icon there on the iPhone. You will see it here on the Pixel as well. So let's test this out right now. So you can see that the Pixel won that time. Let's go ahead and try that one more time. Let's go ahead and do this. And that time it looked like the iPhone won. So very close. Let's go ahead and try that again. That time it looked like the Pixel. So no doubt the Pixel actually gets to the home screen faster just because you don't have to swipe up or press the screen or anything like that. It's definitely more convenient than the iPhone. But it looks like the iPhone with Face ID may actually register the face more accurately and maybe a little bit quicker than the Pixel. Let's just try it one last time. And you can see there it's very, very close. Looks like the Pixel may have the slight advantage there in terms of getting to the home screen from the lock screen via facial recognition. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and do the classic app opening test, and we're gonna start off with games. Games are usually the biggest differentiator between these two devices, between two devices in general. In speed tests, we like to see what these devices are capable of, and that's really how you can test, the full potential of the chipset inside of these devices. So we're gonna start off with some games. We're gonna go over here, and we're gonna start off with PUBG Mobile here in 3, 2, 1. Press at the exact same time. The animation is usually a little bit quicker on the iPhone and iOS, but it looks like it's pretty close right now. I'm expecting the iPhone to win. Now the Pixel 4 XL does have the Adreno 640 GPU, but the iPhone 11 Pro Max does have Apple's A13 Bionic chip, and you can see there, yeah, definitely beat out the Pixel. But the A13 Bionic chip here in the iPhone 11 is super powerful, and it showed a big increase over the A12 in terms of GPU more than CPU. So A13 Bionic is definitely no joke when it comes to the GPU side of things. You can see it there as it booted up, a few seconds ahead of the Pixel. And now we're going to continue testing it with Call of Duty Mobile here in 3, 2, 1. Press at the exact same time, and you can see we do get the animation once again first here on the iPhone. And we are loading up. It looks very, very close this time. This one may actually be a tie. The Pixel could actually even win this one. It's very close with Call of Duty Mobile here. And yes, the Pixel actually beat out the iPhone here by a couple of seconds. You can see there, like maybe 4 or 5 seconds there, the Pixel beat out the iPhone. So that's very, very interesting. Let's go for Asphalt 9. Press at the same time. And you can see we get a much bigger Gameloft logo for whatever reason on the Pixel, the Android version. That's pretty weird. But let's see which one can get to the actual starting screen of Asphalt first. And that goes to the Pixel as well. So the Pixel is very, very impressive so far here when it comes to opening up games. Let's go ahead to Subway Surfers. Press at the same time. And this one's going to go to the iPhone. All right, so now let's move on to some social media applications, some applications that you're probably going to be using every single day. So these are going to be probably more important than the games. So let's go ahead and try out Twitter here in 3, 2, 1. Pressed at the exact same time, and the Pixel, won that one for sure. It loaded up content first as well, it seems. We're going to go ahead into Instagram. Instagram, it looked like, oh man, that was very close. We're waiting for that top picture there to load up. It looked like a tie to me. Let's go ahead into YouTube. And YouTube's gonna load up first on the iPhone by like a second, at least 1 second there goes to the iPhone. Very, very interesting. Let's go into Reddit. Reddit's gonna open up first on the Pixel, just by about a second as well. Let's go into Amazon. Amazon's gonna load up first on the Pixel. So the Pixel is performing extremely well here in this speed test. Let's do ESPN Fantasy here in 3, 2, 1. ESPN Fantasy Football is gonna load up first on the Pixel once again. Wow, Pixel is really, really surprising me. Now let's launch an application like Twitch in 3, 2, 1. So Twitch is gonna load up first on the Pixel once again. And now we're just gonna launch a few of the stock applications starting with the phone. And the phone loaded up first on the iPhone. Let's go into settings. And settings loaded up first on the iPhone once again. Let's do the App Store versus the Play Store in 3, 2, 1. And that's going to go to, look like the Play Store just barely. Let's do the clock. And clock loaded up first on the iPhone. So it looks like the Pixel is actually beating out the iPhone and a lot of applications that are reliant on the internet connection, the speed of the connection. So I think that's why we're seeing the Pixel be a little bit faster than the iPhone, because I bet the Wi-Fi speeds are gonna be quicker. Let's actually run a quick speed test just to check that out. So we're gonna run the speed test here on the Pixel 4 XL just to see the comparison in terms of Wi-Fi speeds. For whatever reason, the iPhone sometimes really struggles with maintaining a good Wi-Fi speed. So I really wanna test this out and see if that's the case. All right, so you can see there we got a 64 down and a 77 up on the Pixel 4 XL. Let's see what we get over here on the iPhone 11 Pro Max. And you can already see it's going to be a little bit lower, it seems, than the Pixel. So we're going to be around 50 on the iPhone. Let's see what the upload is. So yeah, definitely a little bit slower in terms of Wi-Fi speeds here on the iPhone. The Pixel 4 is going to win the Wi-Fi speed test here as well. And now we're going to go into Video Shop and export a video. So we shot this in 4K on both. However, we can only export in 1080p here inside of this application for some reason. So you can see there we are in 1080p for both. Let's go back and we're gonna go ahead and export this in 3, 2, 1. Suppress at the exact same time. Looks like it got started first on the Pixel and it's looking like it's out in front right now. The iPhone seems to be a little bit slow in rendering out and exporting videos. So yeah, the Pixel 4 definitely won that there. You can see here, the iPhone is just over halfway. So we're definitely gonna win with the Pixel in terms of video exporting. So not sure if it's gonna make a difference if it was 4K or 1080. But you can see here, the iPhone just now finishing about 10 to 15 seconds behind. So now let's run a RAM management test to see if those 2 additional gigabytes of RAM on the Pixel 4 are going to make any kind of difference in real world usage over the iPhone, which again has 4 gigabytes compared to the 6 here. So we're just gonna open up the games that we just opened up. So we'll start with PUBG right here on both. And we do get a full relaunch for both right there. Now let's go ahead to Call of Duty. And no relaunch for the iPhone and no relaunch for the Pixel. Let's try out Asphalt 9. Asphalt 9 looks like we didn't get a full reload here on the iPhone, but we did get a full reload on the Pixel. So that really tells you how much iOS is optimized. It can have less RAM and even outperform something with more RAM like we see here. We usually see that every year with the iPhone. Let's go into ESPN Fantasy. And we have a relaunch on the iPhone, but not on the Pixel. Again, another web-based application. So very interesting how that's working out here. Let's try Twitter. All right, so no relaunch there on Twitter. Let's try YouTube. No relaunch on either there. Instagram. No relaunch on either. Reddit. Same deal. So very interesting. Not really a big difference in terms of the two, even though we have 2 additional gigabytes of RAM here on the Pixel 4 XL. All right, so now let's check out the Geekbench scores for both. So you can see here the single core Geekbench score for the Pixel 4 is 639 compared to 1335 on the iPhone 11 Pro Max. So nearly a double score here on the iPhone. Super impressive for the single core. If you go ahead and scroll down to the multi-core, you can see we have 2046 on the Pixel and 3425 on the iPhone. So not quite double, but still a significant difference in terms of the multi-core score there. Now, these benchmarks obviously don't mean everything. You know, real world usage, they don't really tell you a ton, but a lot of people do want me to run these Geekbench tests just so you can see the scores. And then finally, I wanted to just run a very quick web browsing test. So we're gonna go to ESPN.com in 3, 2, 1. And it looks like we loaded up first on the iPhone. Yes, fully loaded up on the iPhone ahead of the Pixel. Let's try producthunt.com. Pressed at the exact same time, and the iPhone loaded that up super quick. So the iPhone once again won there. Let's go ahead and try, let's just do apple.com, and then we'll do google.com. 3, 2, 1. Apple.com, no surprise there, goes to the iPhone by a pretty big margin. Let's go ahead and try something like samsung.com. All right, so samsung.com in 3, 2, 1. And that's going to be first on the iPhone. So the iPhone actually loaded up Samsung.com first as well. So pretty impressive there coming from the iPhone. Then we'll do one final test here on TechCrunch. 3, 2, 1. And TechCrunch loaded up first. Looks like on the Pixel, man, that was very close. But overall, I would say that the web browsing test went to the iPhone, which is kind of weird, especially since I just talked about how the network speeds were higher on the Pixel. So maybe that wasn't the difference in the applications loading up faster on the Pixel. Maybe the Pixel is just the faster phone here, just by a few seconds. But that's really for you guys to decide. I'm just here to show you the test. I'm not here to tell you one's faster than the other, one's better than the other. I'm just here to show you my little speed test that I like to run here on the channel. But I will say that I was very impressed with the performance of the Pixel 4 XL here. I definitely expected the iPhone 11 Pro Max to win, and I really only think, just objectively speaking, I'm not saying one's faster than the other, but I think that the iPhone is historically usually just better at opening up games and things like that. But when it comes to social media apps and a lot of the stuff that you do every day, it seems like these Samsung phones like the Pixel here is going to be a little bit faster. But once again, that's all going to depend on what you actually use your device for, how you use your device and things like that. They're both super fast phones. Day-to-day usage, you're really probably not going to tell a huge difference between the two. And, if you just use one day and one the next, you'd probably have no idea which one was faster at opening up certain applications, because again, it's just a matter of seconds, sometimes even less than a second. But yeah, guys, let me know what you thought about this speed test down in the comment section below. Let me know which device you think won the speed test overall. And if you have any other comments to add or anything like that, leave them down in the comment section below. You guys know I love to read the comments and also respond to you guys down there as well. And of course, like always, if you guys did enjoy this video, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. And of course, make sure you guys do subscribe so you don't miss any of my future speed tests and more Pixel 4 videos, more iPhone videos, all that fun stuff. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you soon.